We just had a very good biceps triceps workout at Bodyworks Gym. Today we are Sunday, 15th of September, and we don't normally train on the Sunday. We don't. So thanks to Jan for coming down. So as you guys heard, with the 15th of September, we are 5 days out of the Arnold Classic, 5 days out before stepping up on stage, and it's the reason why I came down today on the Sunday. I'm flying Thursday morning, so I only have today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to train properly before flying. So I appreciate Jan for coming down. He usually doesn't train on the Sunday, just like myself, and he even reschedule his weekly training to be able to come and train with me tomorrow and Tuesday, just to give me that little push, because you guys, if you never competed peak week, your energy level is very low.
Where we push each other.
But yeah, you need, mentally, obviously you need to be mentally ready to push yourself, but it's always good to have a good training partner or someone who has the same mindset, or someone that wants you to do well and to just keep pushing. So those last sessions are gonna make a big difference, because even if Jan was not here, I was still training hard, but there's some exercises that I know that I could have done maybe more if he was here, like you just need a little spot. So I appreciate that. And as you guys saw Jan physique, just a little preview of what it looks like. Currently 6 weeks out of the Battle of Bedford. What's that, week number 7 of prep?
Week number 7.
Week number 7. Yeah, how you feeling, man?
Yeah, it's fine. I feel still fully energized. We will see after this week.
We did some little adjustments. So basically he hasn't had any cheat for the last 7 weeks.
Not salt.
No salt, no seasoning,
No
nothing.
quick carbs.
We just keep it as basic as possible, because we believe that's what works for our physique anyway. Everybody's different.
It does.
But that's what works for us. And yeah, so this week we made some little adjustments. We reduced a bit of carbs.
A lot of.
Well, as I say a little bit, it's still eating quite a lot of food compared to what a few other athletes will be eating at 6 weeks out. But the reason why is because, like I say, he hasn't had any cheat. He didn't cheat on the plan. He followed everything, and we've been eating clean since the start of his prep. So he's been making very good progress. The body weight is dropping very slowly, not drastically. We check his waist every weekend, every Saturday. So his waist is getting smaller every Saturday morning that he's checking, which is perfect. The posing is getting better and better compared to the first week when we practiced. Posing is key, guys. Posing, like, you could have a nice physique, but if you don't know how to pose, you're gonna lose a lot of points. So we're making sure that by the time you step on stage, Jan will be fully perfect. We both know what class is going to do. I don't know, you want to tell them or you want to keep that secret?
That's gonna be classic.
Okay, so he's going to do the classic physique Battle of Bedford. We're not worried about who's going to show up. We're not worried about who's going to be bigger than him or whatever, So we're just going to bring the best physique that Jan can bring, and I'm sure, confident that if we bring the physique that we know he can bring, he definitely can do some damage. I'm confident about it, and he's confident about it as well. So we're just putting the work to make sure that we're not just talking, but we're actually acting on the words that we're saying. So 6 weeks out, we reduced the carbs, a bit of protein as well, and we did some few changes for the whole day. And then Friday is going to have his first refeed and cheat, so he's looking forward to that. And I'll be in Spain by then, but we keep in contact every day just to make sure that everything is going well and smoothly. And then yeah, so Friday refeed, and then Saturday we're dropping the hammer even more. So it's going to be a very interesting couple of weeks.
Looking forward.
I'm very happy with the way it looks 6 weeks out. So keep your eyes open. It's gonna be some damage. So well done, bro. It's very nice to be able to work and train and be friends with someone who has the same mindset as you, because
same here. I feel just the same way.
There's sometimes it's like it's very hard. It's very hard because competing is not for everyone. Not everybody can do it. It's not for let me rephrase that. I always say that everyone can do it, in terms of everyone can try it, but not everybody can complete the process because, man, especially closer to the show, like right now, peak week, everything is getting harder and harder and hard and hard. Like, I wake up in the morning, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, you know. I've been asked so many times, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? I'm like, yeah, it's more than worth it. You know, the feeling of, especially like because we're passionate about it. You know, it's not something that we just do because we have to do it. It's something that we love training.
Yes.
We love the process of the prep. It's not easy, but we love doing it, and we love the result that we get in and the potential result that we can get on stage, aka number one. So, so yeah, so we love it. So that's what we're actually doing. It. So anyone who's thinking of competing the first time, I would say the first thing you need to do is you need to love training, because training is a big part of the process. You know, if you don't love training, forget about it. You know, just forget about it. Because if you don't even love training, how are you going to feel when it's time to cut the food that you love eating? You know, when things are getting harder and harder.
That's what they say. Motivation is temporary, but dedication.
Dedication is key. You know, waking up like right now we wake up at 4:30 in the morning to do our cardio. You know, nobody wants to wake up at. I know we don't want to wake up at 4:30. We'd rather sleep, but we're doing it because we have to do it, and we know we're getting the result for it. So, yeah. So but happy for Jan. I'm happy for myself as well. 5 days before stepping on stage. You guys probably thinking, why are you not showing the physique? Why are you always covered? You guys can see the physique when it's time to see the physique. But I've been asked so many times, why do I train covered? And I'm going to explain that to you guys because some people think I'm doing this just for Instagram or social media. It's a personal thing. You know, I've been doing this for years. It's a personal thing. What I realize is when you train with a vest and you always check yourself in the mirror, it's very hard to notice the progress because you see yourself every day. But every day you're making progress, but the progress you're making are very, very small and hard for the eyes to see. So if you check yourself every day, it gets to a point where you think that you're looking the same all the time. But if you always cover up, you don't know what's going on. You're just training, you do what you have to do, and you check yourself once a week. Then you can appreciate and notice more progress, you know. So that's what I do for me. It's more for myself than anybody else. I just cover myself. You know, even when I'm at home, I cover myself. You know, it's just, I don't want to check myself in the mirror every day because I like checking myself once a week. And then I'm like, oh shit, I can see difference from last week to this week, you know. But if I was checking every day, it's very hard for the eyes to see. So that's why I stay covered all the time. But obviously, another reason is this is a competition. You know, I'm trying to be the best, just the same way the competition is trying to be the best. I don't think that there's any need for my competition to see how I look like, you know. So I just keep that to myself, and everybody's going to see this. When it's showtime, there's only a few people that know how I look like, including Jan, and that's it. But yeah, that's my personal option of staying covered up, just like Kai Green. You know, I remember back then he used to always wear this red hoodie.
Oh yes.
You know, always cover, even when he was cooking his fish in his blue flat, he was sweating, he still kept his hoodie.
No sneak peek.
That's it, no sneak peek. I mean, even my brother was doing this for years. I used to live with my brother for 2-3 years. And people used to ask me, how does it look? I didn't even know how it looked like. And I used to live with my brother because he used to be covered all the time. But by the time he took his stuff off, everybody was like, oh God, you know, because nobody knew what to expect. Same with Phil Hill. Like, you never see him post any up-to-date pictures during his prep. Unless he does like a guest posing, and then that's it. And then after you don't see nothing until show day. And then when it comes to show day, oh shit, you know. So that's another reason why I want to create that vibe of we don't know how Abby's is looking like. And then when the show they come, like last year, nobody knew how I looked like on my pro debut. Then when I post the picture, my message on Instagram was buzzing, like, oh my God, that's how you look like, you smashed it, you killed it, you know. And we're looking better than last year, so I'm excited to see what the judges are going to think. I'm excited to see, you know, my face when I see the professional picture, because there's a big difference between taking pictures with your phone and having professional pictures, stage light and everything, tan, carb up, and just shining. So I can't wait, man. 5 days. Everybody is waiting. I'm excited for him. as if I was the one competing in 6 weeks, and he's excited for me like he's the one flying to Spain. So that makes it even better in terms of us pushing each other, you know, because we're chasing number one, we're training for victory, and which is another question I've been asked, like what does training for victory mean? The thing is that victory is everybody have their own meaning of victory. Like for ourselves, we have two meanings. Like the first one is to improve, to look better than we did before.
Step the game up.
That's it. So once you do that, that's already victory on its own because you're already beating your old version. But us as a competitor, there's the next step, which the victory is to win. You know, so that's the two meanings behind our training for victory, to get better than the old version, but because you're going to step on stage and then hopefully to win and get that number one place. But if you don't compete and you're watching this series, victory doesn't necessarily mean you get on stage. Victory means you getting better than the last time. So for example, let's say you weigh 90 kilos and you want to weigh 80 kilos by the end of I don't know how long, and once you reach that, no matter how long it takes, once you reach that, that's your victory. You know, that's what this series is all about. I wanted to show you guys the hard work that we put through to reach our goal. The goal is the victory, and once you reach that, then there's always something else, you know, because like they say, every finish line is the beginning of a new race. So once you finish that line, there's something else. That's if your mindset is set up in a way of progressing, you know. So yes, 5 days Arnold Classic. I'm flying in 3 days. I cannot wait. I'm flat, low energy, but we're still pushing.
Pushing really hard.
Just pushing. In terms of training as well, peak week, I've been asked as well if I change my training ways in terms of do you lift lighter and do 20, 40, 50 reps. Our training don't change. It's not going to change. The heavyweight, that's what got us how we look now. That's what got us the density. That's what got us the
one
muscle.
of the changes
That's
for
it.
me, you know, because I used to call it like a diet.
Yeah.
Like before before the competition, a lot of people call it like I'm cutting now.
Yeah.
And actually, we don't call it cutting anymore. We call it seasonal training.
That's it. It's just the same. Like we still train the same way that we were training at the start of the off season. You know, obviously the main difference would be the weight will be different, a tiny bit different. Like our strength hasn't really reduced because the whole year we were focusing on improving our physique while getting stronger, and we got stronger to a point that now, even though we're close to the show, our strength hasn't reduced crazy. It's just, you know, there's still some exercises where we can still lift as much as we did a few weeks ago.
Definitely.
Which is what you want. You know, some people use excuses as peak week, I'm weak, I cannot train, I cannot lift the weight, you know, and that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse at all. So, I mean, when it comes to peak week, there's no right or wrong way anyway. Everybody's different. The only thing I'll say is don't do something based on what you've seen somebody else do, because you might not, like you try, if it doesn't work, change. But for us, we're still lifting as heavy as we can. We're still doing those 10 to 12 reps. There's still some exercises where we focus more on doing a high number of reps, negative pause reps, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we just want to go as light as possible. We still go as heavy as we can, but you know, really make sure to feel that squeeze, that muscle connection and everything.
Oh yeah.
But I'm going to train the same until Wednesday, and then when I get to Spain Thursday, I'm probably not going to train there. And then Friday we're going to our hotel. We're probably going to look for a little gym, do a little full body workout, nothing crazy, because the job will be done by then anyway. And yeah.
Same here, 6 weeks pushing as much as I can, and cables and compounds and everything.
That's it.
Heavyweights as much as possible, and not being sure if we can lift it, just going and doing it. Because last week we've been doing it. It's noted in the book.
Exactly. We track everything. So that's another way as well if you want to know how to track your progress. Take pictures once a week, the same spot every week. Like I got pictures dating from last year prep at the same spot that I can put to today, the same spot, the same bandana, different color, the same spot, everything, and it's easy to see the progress because it's thinking, oh God, you know. Same with Jan, since we decided the prep, we got pictures the same spot every weekend, so it's easy to put together and to notice the progress. So take pictures, take videos, and if you can, have a notebook to write everything down.
That's a good key.
That's the 3 ways for us that we use to make improvement. Whether you're prepping for a show or not, it's just in general, I believe the best way to track your progress. Because if not, if you don't write anything down or you don't take pictures,
You forget.
you forget about it. And you keep asking, what did I do last week? How did I look last week?
How much was the weight?
How did I look 6 weeks ago? No worries. Let me go to my phone. Let me check. What did I lift 2 weeks ago? Let me check in my book.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not every day you feel the same.
Exactly.
Sometimes you feel weaker, and then you come to the gym, and then you don't remember what you've done,
that's it.
and then you come to lower weight. But this way, what I've done last week, oh, this heavy weight. I don't feel like doing it today, but
But you have to
we
do
do
it.
it.
Because the way we do it is like, even if you have a bad day, the weight, if you feel weak, we need to make sure we don't lift less than the week before. That's it. Like, once we reach a weight, we're not going down. Like, that's how we've been doing. That's how we managed to progress all year. But obviously, me being on peak week, like I said, my strength has reduced, but it's just a tiny. And I'm still pushing myself to try and reach that weight. For example, off season we were doing incline and dumbbell press with like 50s, and last week we did 45, 47 with a little push. And yeah, so keep pushing hard, keep pushing hard. Like I said, there's no right or wrong on peak week. Do what works best for you guys. All right.